Can you tell your mother who I am? So I am Karen from Project Luangwa. She knows me. Okay. Could you come and show me where they live?
Yes.
Okay. Karen, Project Luangwa. Project Luangwa.
The aim of Project Luangwa is to enable as many kids to be able to get to school as possible. And there's a lot of things that actually affect how many kids can get to school and the quality of schooling that they have. One of those things is the ability to actually have a school for them to go to have enough classrooms for them to go to, and that they have a low enough number of pupils in any given class.
I really wanted to see that whole Nsefu community, every child able to go to school. And, you know, there were many kids crying on the day of enrolment because there just weren't enough spaces. And I just find that such a tragic scene in my head when a kid is desperate to go to school and can't. There aren't enough places. And, you know, you have to do something.
So you did.
And so I did. We built 22 classrooms in that Nsefu area, village, so there was a lot of infrastructure built, and we built 15 teachers' houses in that area too. And we started paying for 20 teachers' salaries, and it all started getting bigger, and as I said, that snowball goes down the hill, more and more gets attached to it, and suddenly I had a pretty big project on my hands. So I thought about this whole scenario and realised that actually it would be far more sustainable long-term, long-term, if we could get a number of lodges working together, that they could pay for administrators, and then we could raise the money from the guests as we do already, and maybe even in NGOs and on a bigger scale. And that's how Project Luangwa was born.
We aim to ensure that the local community, and the children in particular, gain from tourism in the area. In a way, you can look at it as a long-term solution to conservation. If people can't earn money, if they can't get a good job, and they can't do that without education, then of course they're going to poach for food. They're going to cut down more trees for firewood. When you have a good job, when you're earning money, you can afford a better house, you can afford electricity. Once you get to that stage, you don't need to go out and poach, you don't need to cut down trees to cook food. It's really as simple as that.
So we look at all the different aspects and reasons why, or what could prevent a child from getting a good education. That may be the fact that there isn't a school at all for them to go to, there are not enough teachers, that the classrooms are inadequate, that they don't have textbooks, or that their family just can't afford to send them to school. So we look at all those different things, and we've now started schemes in different areas that will address each of those different issues. So we do things like building of infrastructure, repairing of existing ones.
We're standing in quite a dilapidated building now.
Yeah.
Can we go and have a look in this room?
Yes. Yeah, you are very much welcome.
So this, when was this building built?
This building was put up by the government in 1966.
We sponsor over 100 children to actually go to school every single year.
We go to school!
Because Magwaro School is for deaf children and blind children in Chapata. So, and that would mean Peter going away for many weeks, staying in Chapata. If I found Peter a sponsor, would you be happy with Peter going to Chapata to stay?
We've always felt it's very important that there's a good strong bond between the people that wish to sponsor children and the children themselves. So we've instigated a one-on-one sponsorship scheme. So we match a single donor with the child. We always guarantee that 100% of the money that has been donated by the sponsor for the child goes to that child. It's 100% is spent on that child. It doesn't go to administration, nor does it go to any other project. We don't spend it on building. It's 100% to that child. We also provide textbooks, because a lot of these classes just don't have textbooks at all, or if there is, there's one textbook, and that's the teachers. So we're trying to raise funds so that we can actually provide at least one textbook per 2 children. We also try and provide enough desks, because a lot of the times there just aren't enough desks for the school. So that you'll have classrooms where all the kids are sitting on the floor. And it's very difficult to study and to write in this environment. So we try to provide that for them. One of the classes that we've twinned this year, or done a class-to-class with this year, has been between the Elm Tree School in the UK and Caterpillar School, and that's been incredibly successful. So there have been teachers that have actually come out from Elm Tree School here to visit Caterpillar, and they've brought over lots of materials for the school, teaching materials, and the impact has been very significant on both schools and the kids as well. So both kids from both the UK and from here in Zambia have learned a huge amount from that.
Long term, it has to be embedded into the psyche of the country, and that is the children. And that's where, in order for all of this to happen, the economy to grow, wilderness to survive, lions to be roaming in 50 years, is today's children. And that's why education is so utterly key. And it's just not your 4+4, but understanding, you know, how you can live, you know, with animals near you, the conflict of the human and wildlife, getting people out of the level of poverty, which they really just don't care about the wildlife because all they're trying to do is survive. That is the big picture. It's the long-term thinking of, you know, how are we going to ensure that the economy grows, that these children are going to grow into an environment where there are wilderness areas and wildlife areas and great jobs, and their kids are going to have a nice education and not a bad education. It's all that long-term thinking that has to happen.